Hello and welcome to all of Nigeria and around the world to the AMEs on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I'm Uyi Agmofwegwe. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. President Bola Tinubu has urged voters, security agencies, and officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to conduct themselves in an orderly manner during today's election in the Federal Capital Territory, Rivers, and Kano states. The polls scheduled for today came just days after the president has signed the Electoral Act 2026 into law. In a statement by Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, Tinubu called on all eligible voters to come out and vote without fear, emphasizing that democracy thrives best in an atmosphere of calm, tolerance, and mutual respect. The president appealed to political parties, candidates, and their supporters to avoid violence, inflammatory statements, and any actions that could undermine the credibility of the electoral process. In a different development, President Bola Tinubu has congratulated the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations (NIPR) on its emergence as the 2025 Global Public Relations Association. This is contained in a statement issued by the presidential spokesman Bayo Onanuga in Abuja. The institute had clinched the honor at the World Public Relations and Communication Award in Lisbon, Portugal on February 19. Tinubu commended the president and chairman of the institute's governing council, Dr. Ike Nyeliaku, and Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, for their leadership. He describes the award as, quote, a resounding endorsement of Nigeria's growing influence and professionalism in the global public relations and strategic communications ecosystem, unquote. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has called on residents to come out and vote peacefully in the forthcoming area council elections scheduled for today. Wike made the call at a news briefing in Abuja. Kabir Hassan now reports.
The minister urged voters to approach the exercise with a sense of responsibility, respect for electoral rules, and tolerance for one another.
And I urge you to come out in your numbers to exercise your right to vote to the sense of purpose and responsibility. As we exercise our democratic rights, let us do so in an orderly and lawful manner. Let us respect the rules, respect each other, and respect the outcome of the election. We must show the world that we are a mature and responsible electorate capable of conducting ourselves with dignity and decorum.
He assured residents of a free, fair, and transparent process, emphasizing that peaceful participation remains essential to sustaining democracy in the territory. Kabir Hassan, reporting for Global TV News.
Thank you so very much, Kabir. The resident electoral commissioner in the Federal Capital Territory, Aminu Idris, says all is set for the area council elections as the commission intensifies last-minute preparations. From the activation of registration area centers to the deployment of sensitive materials, the electoral body says it is leaving nothing to chance. Anieti Patrick will bring us those details later. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) is poised to conduct its major outing under the newly signed legal framework today. The Commission will oversee the Federal Capital Territory, City Area Council elections alongside critical by-elections in Rivers and Kano states, serving as a litmus test for the Electoral Act 2026 recently assented to by President Bola Tinubu. This came as Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has declared today a work-free day, announced a total restriction of movement starting from midnight to ensure the smooth conduct of today's area council elections. In the meantime, INEC Chairman Professor George Amukbito says the FCT polls would involve 1,680,315 registered voters across 2,822 polling units in all 6 area councils. Time to take a look at other stories for you. Director General of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, Dr. Jide Idris, says Nigeria is stepping up its response to rising Lassa fever cases, warning against delayed reporting and concealment of information. It disclosed these at the press briefing in Abuja. Since the beginning of the year, 1,419 suspected cases have been recorded, with 318 confirmed cases. Zerao Nasir now reports.
At the briefing with key stakeholders, the NCDC Director General Jide Idris raised concerns about what he described as a dangerous trend of underreporting of the Lassa fever by some states. He warned that withholding critical data on Lassa fever cases is undermining response efforts, stressing that timely information is key to tracking the disease and saving lives. Dr. Idris revealed that 70 deaths have been recorded so far, alongside 15 infections among health workers, a development he described as deeply concerning.
More importantly again, the death rate is not acceptable to us, especially again that affecting the healthcare workers. The health workers are supposed to treat these patients. If they have been affected, then it's getting worse.
The Director General announced that the incident management system has been activated to coordinate national response, strengthen state-level actions, and ensure regular emergency operations meetings.
The state governments are supposed to take charge of this in their various states, because these diseases happen in the states and local governments. If they don't alert us, we won't know. And that's why we follow trends, follow cases and that kind of thing. We tally.
He further disclosed that national rapid response teams have been deployed to 8 states: Bauchi, Ondo, Taraba, Edo, Plateau, Benue, Ebonyi, and Jigawa, with more deployments expected as the situation evolves. The NCDC says containing the outbreak will depend heavily on transparency, rapid reporting, and collective action across all levels. Zahra Nasir, reporting for Global TV.
We'll now return to our earlier reports, where the resident electoral commissioner in the Federal Capital Territory, Aminu Idris, says all is set for the area council elections as the Independent National Electoral Commission intensifies last-minute preparations. From the activation of registration area centers to the deployment of sensitive materials, the electoral body says it is leaving nothing to chance. Aniete Patrick was there for Global Television.
With just hours to the polls, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) is rolling out critical logistics across the Federal Capital Territory. The FCT Resident Electoral Commissioner Aminu Idris says over 320 stakeholders, including traditional rulers, religious leaders, political parties, candidates, and civil society groups, met with the INEC chairman to fine-tune preparations. He added that the commission has now activated all registration area centers, racks, across the FCT, where materials and personnel will be deployed ahead of election day.
Contingency plans, in anything you do, there's always contingency plans. But we're not anticipating any late arrival of materials. We have planned delivery and movement of materials and officials so much that if I see late arrival, it will be an act of God. I have confidence in the Commissioner of Police because I've worked with him in several meetings of the Security Committee. And yeah, I have full confidence in him. He's somebody that is on top of his work.
The REC added that sensitive materials, including ballot papers and result sheets, were earlier retrieved from the Central Bank of Nigeria under tight security, with party agents and security officials who witnessed the inspection and badging before escorting to area council offices. On security, the Commissioner of Police and other agencies have assured the Commission of a safe environment for voters with regards to black spots.
The police promise massive deployment, and residents of the FCT can be reassured that their safety is of topmost importance, and we intend to ensure that. Confidence level is 100% because of the level of preparations we have done. We are 100% sure the election will be free, fair, and inclusive.
Meanwhile, the REC added that to enhance oversight, INEC has also activated its Electoral Monitoring and Support Center to provide real-time updates from polling units and registration areas. Additional collation officers will be deployed to large wards to speed up results processing. From the REC, we had a press conference and he has certified that logistics are in place. There are assurances that results will be uploaded straight to the IRF portal for INEC from PUs to ensure that voters see the uploading of results and everything will stand in line with the Form EC8A, in line with what will be on the IRF portal from the polling units, and flashpoints will be taken care of because that's the assurances they've also gotten from the Commissioner, FCT, Commissioner of Police, in line with election, and there's every assurance from the REC that this election will be smooth and credible. Anie T. Patrick reporting for Global TV News.
Many thanks, Anie. The Southeast Renewed Hope Agenda has commended the disbursement of JAMB scholarships to 50,000 candidates across the 5 Southeast states. The program is expected to benefit 10,000 candidates in Imo State alone. Our correspondent, Marachi Ibi, now reports.
Addressing the candidates at the disbursement ceremony, the national coordinator of SERA, Belus Ochukwu-Enwere, said the initiative is designed to eliminate financial barriers, preventing many young people from accessing tertiary education. He noted that supporting students at the entry level of higher learning represents a strategic investment in human capital development of the Southeast region.
This scholarship initiative aligns perfectly with our zonal aspirations. President Tinubu, in his wisdom, has made education a cornerstone of Renewed Hope agenda. From the student loan scheme to infrastructure revamp in our schools, his administration is weaving a tapestry of progress that includes every region, every tribe, every student, and every child.
In his remarks, the Imo State coordinator of SERA, Justice Egu, described the scholarship scheme as a practical intervention in response to the current economic challenges faced by families. He urged beneficiaries to remain focused, disciplined, and committed to the academic pursuit in order to justify the confidence reposed in them.
To the intending beneficiaries of this noble gesture, the sky is your limit. We urge you to leave no stone unturned by making sure you meet the standards required by our nation's tertiary institution in your forthcoming examination, and ensure that the noble objective of this program is achieved.
Some of the beneficiaries expressed gratitude to the organizer for the support, pledging to make judicious use of the opportunity to advance their education.
I appreciate our Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his great work to us. What we expect isn't what we saw. We saw more than what we expected.
Stakeholders says beyond the registration support, sustained mentorship and mentoring will be crucial to ensuring the program delivers long-term educational impact in Imo State and across the Southeast. From Owerri, I'm Marachi Ibi, reporting for Global TV News.
Oh, thank you, Marachi. The Federal Ministry of Works concluded its media tour and commissioning of agency intervention projects in Benue State as part of ongoing infrastructure efforts under the Renewed Hope agenda. Kabir Hassan now reports.
The tour covered several strategic road corridors across the state, including the Katsina-Ala-Takum, Katsina-Ala-Kalaba, Old Makodi-Wukari, Otukpo-Oweto, and Makodi-Otukpo 9th Mile Enugu roads. At the Katsina-Ala-Takum road, the Federal Controller of Works in Benue State, Engineer Mukail Daladi, provided an update on progress, noting that the construction has advanced to binder and sub-base levels, with hydraulic structures underway.
Of this work, we were confronted with a lot of challenges. These challenges includes security issue, the compensation of affected structure on the road corridor. However, due to the commitment of this particular administration, all these challenges have come to pass.
Emergency flood mitigation works were also commissioned at the Oshungo and Atihi along Katsina-Ala Calabar Road, where a 100-meter line drain has been constructed to address persistent flooding that previously disrupted traffic and economic activities. Engineering bodies, including the Nigerian Society of Engineering and Current, commended the quality and pace of work. The tour also featured inspection of the dualization of Makurdi-Otukpo 9th Mile Enugu Road, a nationally significant corridor that has suffered years of deterioration. According to the ministry, progress on the project now stands at about 48% following resolution of right-of-way and utility relocation challenges.
That we have already achieved in less than 2 years a very big achievement and a very big development.
The team also visited the Bukuru Bridge project linking Benue and Taraba State, where renewed momentum is expected following compensation approvals by the state government. Officials say the project reflects the federal government commitment to restoring critical infrastructure, improving connectivity, and stimulating economic growth across Benue State. The ministry maintains that the nationwide media tour aims at strengthening public confidence and showcasing ongoing efforts to deliver durable and impactful infrastructure. Kabir Hassan reporting for Global TV News.
This is Global Television, and you're watching the live broadcast of the AM News. AM News continues after these weather forecasts, plus business, foreign, and sports stories for you on the other side of this break. We encourage you to stay with us.
Hello and a very warm welcome to the weather forecast. As we continue observing the Ramadan and Lenten season, temperatures are taking a noticeable dip, and it's especially cooler at night, so don't be caught off guard. Keep your clothing warm. Now, the atmosphere is still dominated with dust haze. From the north down to the inland cities of the south, moderate dust haze is expected, and visibility is reduced to 2 to 5 kilometers. If you're sensitive to dust particles, please take necessary precautions and use a nose mask when stepping outdoors. Along the coast, cloudy skies with sunshine intervals are expected during the morning hours, but later during the day, thunderstorms are expected to develop along parts of Bayelsa Rivers, Delta, Cross River, and Akwa Ibom states. That's the forecast for Saturday. I am Theodora Itzum. Thank you for watching.
Well, thank you for staying with us, everyone. The second part of this news broadcast now returns with business, where the federal, state, and local governments may receive additional revenue allocations of about 14.57 trillion naira. This followed the recent executive order signed by President Bola Tinubu directing that royalty oil, tax oil, profit gas, and other revenues due to the Federation under production sharing, profit sharing, and risk service contracts be paid directly into the Federation accounts. This is based on an analysis of revenue inflows in 2025, drawing on monthly earnings submitted to the Federation Account Allocation Committee. Based on estimates from 2025 remittances to the Federation Allocation Accounts Committee, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited is projected to remit about 906.91 billion naira in management fees and frontier exploration funds, while oil and gas royalties totaling 7.55 trillion naira and gas flaring penalties of 611.42 billion naira collected by the Nigerian Austrian Petroleum Regulatory Commission (NUPRC) will now be remitted directly to the Federation account. The Naira has extended its gains against the Euro in late February 2026, appreciating 4.6% month to date at the official market. The latest data from the Central Bank of Nigeria shows the currency closed at 1,577 3 kobo per euro on Thursday, February 19, 2026. Since January 2nd, the Naira has strengthened by about 6.4% on the official window, reflecting sustained demand management and improved foreign exchange liquidity. Let's take you to the foreign scene now. United States President Donald Trump has delivered his latest ultimatum to Iran during a meeting of the Board of Peace, the Middle East coalition Trump formed to stabilize a region he said could soon plunge into a new war. The irony of simultaneously calling for peace and threatening military action underscores the competing impulses at the heart of Trump's foreign policy in his second term. Trump has said he prefers a diplomatic solution in the form of a deal that ends Iran's nuclear weapons program. Elsewhere, President Donald Trump's sweeping global tariffs have been struck down by the U.S. Supreme Court in a major blow to the president's economic agenda. With 6-3 majority, the Supreme Court rules Trump exceeded his authority when he imposed tariffs via a law reserved for national emergencies. They say he needs congressional approval to impose taxes on imports. The court's decision represents a rare check on the president's broad use of executive authority. It's been a long time coming. But let's go find some excitement from the world of sports now. A board member of the Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, has confirmed that Super Eagles coach Eric Shiel tabled fresh terms before the body, including an increase in his monthly salary from $50,000 to $130,000, which will also cover his assistants. Chile still has 1 year left on his current deal. His future has become a topic of debate following Nigeria's third-place finish at the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. Despite strong backing to remain in charge, Chile has reportedly attracted interest elsewhere on the continent, with Tunisia said to be offering the Franco-Malian tactician a salary in the region of $100,000 per month. And beyond Nigeria now, former UFC welterweight champion Kamaru Usman has revealed a bold blueprint for the final chapter of his fighting career, announcing his intention to retire only after capturing both the welterweight and middleweight world titles in what would rank among the most remarkable comeback stories in mixed martial art history. The Nigerian Nightmare laid out his ambitious two-division plan at a time when many had begun to write off his prospects of returning to the sports summit. Having suffered back-to-back losses to Leon Edwards and a defeat to Khamzat Chimaev at middleweight on short notice, questions about whether the 38-year-old boy's best days were behind him had grown louder. President Bola Tinubu has, and now let's wrap up the AM News with a look at some of our top stories. President Bola Tinubu has urged voters, security agencies and officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission to conduct themselves in an orderly manner during today's elections in the Federal Capital Territory, as well as in Rivers and Kano State. And that's the AM News for you. Thank you so very much for watching. As always, we'd like to remind you that we are on Global TV. We are on DSTV, channel 365, and StarTimes, channel 276. Interact and engage with us on all social media platforms using at Global TV NG, as well as other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Uya Mofwegwe. Thank you very especially for watching. Shortly, we'll open our live studios for FCT Decides.